Okay. I think everything is here now. Yeah. I mean, we're just going to continue more Citizen Sleeper because it was chill. Cloudpunk was chill too, but I don't know. I think I really want to finish at least one playthrough of this before doing anything else. Though I was just anxious to keep going, if I'm being honest, because I feel like I'm gonna lose my run. It's because I don't know. It was so hard to not just search up, like, I don't know how to keep in Sabine, keep in contact with them. But I'm pretty sure if we keep doing that, like the other one, we'll bump into them, like the one where we were in their house, their apartment, and the other person came in. But yeah, my one goal at least is to try and get mushrooms for Emphas before we potentially lose the run. And yeah. The game wouldn't be the game without hardships, right? Like, I'm gonna have to bug up at some point. You just use this lipobiome and we'll hop in. I'll just apply a ball. Ow. Citizen Sleeper 2. Looks nice. I haven't seen it, but that sounds nice. So in this one, it kind of just looks like you're really you're just trying to carve a life for yourself. Just without, you know, what are they called? Something amp, some amp or something. SRP, I think. Yeah. Alrighty. Wow, we've already gone through 2 weeks. Interesting. Yeah. Let's get this guy his mushrooms. Give him something to remember us by if we do end up dying. I think we need to grind some money. Just in case for that guy's tab, or else we're dead. At least up until we get the tracker out of us. Like, I really wonder what Feng's doing. Feng is going to get us killed or something. I swear. Yeah, 2 more days for Feng. Seems. Oh, we also need to. Oh my god, we also need to get the mind. Like the. That's what I was stressing about. The ship mind. Oh man. Well, at least we might be able to like pay this guy's tab off with the money, and we've just got to get a ship mind somehow. Oh yeah, Rabia. I feel like if we keep doing this, we'll bump into the bean again. As you approach the address, Rabia gave you a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. What's your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshio, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. Chia, please, Sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens, and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Gia's face. Of course, Rabia, I'm sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. She smiles at the enforcer. How about you go ahead to the town board? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with lifting. Gia nods and walks away. So Sleeper, you claim. I'm glad. I was curious. Curious is good. She smiles a tight smile. You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, I wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people in this station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them. I am glad. Rabia begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end. What do you know about Yetagon? A gang, yes, that is what people call us, but what meaning does that word have in this place? People with carts push past, moving crates of supplies around the thin, winding passages. Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We're framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals. She gestures around other people in the passageway. But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman? Who makes the laws here? Indeed, you understood the history then. That is good. But Erlen is long dead, Sleeper, and his rules were little more than an optimist's manifesto. I has changed so much since then. If you had spent your time in the Low End, maybe your opinion of us had been different. This is our place, our people. The Low End was empty in Erlen's time. Didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. No, the Low End was reclaimed later, when the refugees started arriving. Rabia meets her eye. The collapse didn't just happen here, on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned, the moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some turned altogether, some fled. The Eye became a refuge, and Erlen, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone, but many within his organization disagreed, and those two arrivals weren't as simple as corral as they had hoped. Rabia leads you through a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders. Erlen's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable, and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yagan is a child of that conflict. A child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future. To provide security, strength. People call us gang, but we are a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth I have worked to earn it. Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while. Among the smells and textures of the Low End, you start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. Rabia sighs and takes a moment to answer. I told you, Sleeper. They've gone, and we do not know where. I understand Sabine must have told you about their debt to us, but that was an agreement entered into willingly, and which benefited them greatly. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of the Yetagan. An ex-corporate employee. It goes against our nature, but their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance, made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, and that was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they've made to us. Yetagan has not lasted this long because it's a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. Many on the Eye are, Sleeper. I'm sorry, but we must ask that our debts are paid in full. Please, I don't want to hear their accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything, but where are they now? To stand behind their claims. As will we. You realize that Rabia has led you in a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I've said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I protect this place with my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. She turns back. However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish. There will be tasks for you to complete. You'll be able to see Yetagan, to see the Low End with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she pauses to consider her words. I'll not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivations carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each a story, that make up the Low End. Interesting. Let's go get some money. Alright. Ooh, what a sick reroll. Jesus. Give me those grill craps. Yippee! Oof. I don't know. I need to pick and choose, that's for sure. It's the place with like the weird. Yeah. Okay. This hunter? Not really, no. Alright. Well. What does this do? Right. I guess we can just try and get more. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll go with there. Get the cap. Do another cycle. Buy some food. So we get energy. And then stab ourselves with the stabilizer. Right, I forgot to buy food. I forgot to buy food. I'm a silly Billy. Alright, well. Asshole. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him, leaning across in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle has this place packed. This cycle, the place is packed. A load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins on a glass in the bar. Or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we're even. Sleeper, come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holster. Ethan laughs hard, and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea of how this all works. I'm a freelancer, Sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with SNR, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. Closes the gap, stumbling a little. What do you think? You could just run away from your contract, your debt? You just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? It's you, Sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all harder because of idiots like you. Though, I should thank you. Ethan nods, his head heavy. You've given me such an easy job. I'm used to the outlaws, you know? Real bounties. I knew catching a sad little escapees like you was so easy. I'd have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Nothing to add. Ethan turns and walks back towards the door. Good. Lesson learned. Ethan sits heavily back down on his stool and searches through his glasses. For one with something left in it. The thing is, Sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it'll always betray you, no matter what. He funds a glass and downs the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the sweat stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. How much do we have? We have one. Just the one. Let's try and grab some caps for Empus. Please, please, please. Alright. Wondering if I should re-roll, possibly get better things so I can guarantee one. And then buy some from him. Let's come back. Let's get some more money. And ooh, we are lucky as hell. Alright, we've got his mushrooms. We can head back to him and buy some food from him too. Okay. Well, might as well buy food. Wait. No. Let me buy food, Empress. Please. Well, that's life. Yeah, there's nothing really I can do with the ship mind. How am I gonna get salvaged fragments? Hello, Arisu. I'm good, thanks. Where is... I don't know what I could possibly get a ship mine from, to be honest. It was good, thanks. Yours? Let's just take a nap. Oof. Nice. Oh, there. Yes. That'll be Thing's new one. Was it Fangs? It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Hardin, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think, as you approach the Havenage building, that it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Havenage security fatigue steps out of the bay, and as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. As you get closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape. This isn't good. You again. Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand and an inventory of seizures swirled across it. Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusions. You see another security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Feigning ignorance, or perhaps just abandoned. Hardin shakes his head. I believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I feel almost sorry for you. Hardin pushes away from the wall and comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. A confession won't be necessary. He gestures around the stacks of hardware, spying on fellow Havenage members, hoarding Solheim materials. An obsession with corporate data? Speaks for itself, does it not? And what would you know about jobs, Sleeper? He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones that provide you the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Erlin and the First Union founded this place, and Havenich has welded his values into the station's very balls. We'll never turn away the hardworking, the just, the true citizens of the Eye. Havenich aren't a gang like Yetagon. We aren't pirates like the off-spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals of the Greenway. We're the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's Eye, Sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eye. So please, take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide I need that confession after all. If you have any pride, you'll give up Feng the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue the clear-out. As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card, and scrawled onto it, a speech bubble, reading, "Take me to Tambour." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Feng? And where the hell is Tambour? Interesting. Tambour. Do we buy? No, we can't. Oh my goodness. Is it this place? No, right? I have no idea where Temple could possibly be. Maybe I've missed it in dialogue. Might as well buy food so we don't starve. Let's see. I think this should get us the rest of this. Oh, just the one? Alright. The aviary. See. I don't think that's Tambour. Let's try Rabbia stuff then. No. It's probably the refugee place, actually. Because Feng said, you know, they... It was built by the refugees, and his parents were refugees as well. Ooh, nice. Energy too. Well, let's head back then. We should have pretty good dice for the rest of, I don't know, maybe 2-3 more days. And is there another thing that I'm waiting for? Yes, I'm waiting for Empress to finish. So 2 more days for Empress to finish too. priced aren't the best, but it'll do. It'll do. Yeah, let's... Oh, wait, no. We want to work with the refugees, right? Yeah. It's gonna suck if it's up top of the spire. Sweet. Do have quite a bit of money still. What is this? Hyphatorn. Communist now. Someone who enjoys a commune. I see. Oh, so we can... Interesting. We've got a new place. You head down into the Haifa compound, following a blue painted line that is labeled Laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they'd asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling, casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dappled light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says, and beckons you closer. What is this place? Here? These were the processing centers for agriculture of the old corporate station. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa. What is Haifa? She looks surprised. You've been working on the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores stands inside. Haifa lives off the land of the Greenway. It is what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here. We feed each other. We work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waves for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by a vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth. It's kind of a miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you usually think happens to plants on stations like this when they are abandoned? Exactly. They run out of water. Very rapidly, in fact. She leads you left at a crossroads. But here, they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dumb and strong, like they're taking control of this place. Rico continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface with gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlin himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agriculture systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet, here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch, but we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet too, a rarity on the Eye, and condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers on the shiny, broad leaves of shrubs. Did you do this? She smiles. Oh, no, not me. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways, the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks closer to the gap, need input for their meager output. This place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plants or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps the collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That is what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, forehead wet with dew. Aren't you the botanist? Astutely noticed, but I don't need a botanist. Rico sits on a railing. These halls run deep, Sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of the walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the groves deep in the Greenway. Haifa won't spare anyone for an expedition. It is too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You sleepers are hardy beings, I know that much, and you can speak to the eye, uncover its secrets, in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, and blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I'll try. Thank you, she smiles, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out of the huge chamber and up through the passages. She's a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It is good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time, and few come through. She settles back at her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You go to leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made, and you follow the blue line back up out of the compound, all the time thinking of that impossible, magical green. I see. Well, it's not quite there. Alright. I mean, I guess what we can try to do is this next. But yeah. I guess we can try and to do this Rabia stuff too, to be honest. Well, let's try scrap components. Yeah, I mean, we can use this to sell for money. It's the Yakuza, I suppose. Alright, let's re-roll this. Not bad, not bad. Did we get more scrap? We did. Alright, we've got scrap now. We can sell, hopefully one. How much does that give us? 12 cryo. I think it's just more worth it to do the exchange, I suppose. How does this work? So, minus energy, minus condition. So what if we sleep? Is Emphastone? No. Okay, so what if we sleep in this one? Ooh, those are some good dice. Are there any thingies for ship mines? Nope. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. This guy's gonna ask us to pay as well in a bit. Emphasis preparing the grill caps. He has to heavily adapt this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you've never seen before, and he's slicing it finely. He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. They caramelize there in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch. We have a moment, sleeper. He smiles. Do you have a story? Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. That feeling somehow, and maybe you'll be better for telling it. You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable. Perhaps it is a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory, which, despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away for you, as it slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphasis nods throughout, cooking as he does with his deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. Hello, Jackal. Thank you again for the raid. Thank you, thank you. What game were you guys playing? The sadness of remaining forever, unknown, even to yourself. Empus finishes cooking, that meets your eye. I'm sorry, sleeper, for your troubles. He puts the wok to one side. I appreciate you sharing with me. He smiles. I hope it lightens you a little. I hope you're doing well, Jackal, and I hope you had a fun stream. Ah, that's unlucky. I was, that's been on my wish list for quite a while. That's good. I've been, like, very hesitant to buy it because I'm not sure if it's my type of game. But, there's, like, I don't know. It was a multiplayer game that interested me in some way. Yeah, looks like it. I watched some people like stream it slurped. Yeah. That's good, that's good. Thank you so much for the raid. Again. I really should learn how to do it myself, honestly. Just because you'll be able to connect with people that way a lot more. Like my favorite at the moment. That's good. How are you doing with Withering? Have the gacha gods been nice to you? He passes you a bowl and heaps the girls into it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce and whirls and blooms. Eat. That's good. Are you saving for like somebody in particular, or? Ah, okay. I see. That's good, that's good. Does that game have a pity system? I haven't really looked into Withering too much, just because I'm already hands full with 2 gachas. That's good. Just saving up for the pity, I guess, to get a guarantee. Hopefully you get lucky, so you can have more savings for someone else. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so it's like Genshin, I guess, where it's you have like a hard pity after the 50-50. Yeah. Alright. Makes sense. Yep. That's good. Yeah. Ooh, do they have like I guess what was it called in Genshin? Constellations? Is the second constellation interesting or something? That's good. Well, that's good to hear. Fair enough. I mean, if you really like them, why not? Why not have another? Why not have a dupe? Oh yeah. Are you also interested in like all these futuristic cyberpunkish kind of games? Because I mean, I was playing Signalis before, and you were as well. It's really nice if you don't mind the reading. The game is very reading heavy. It's very stylish, very nice. It's very chill and, you know, cozy, I guess. So far, I'd recommend it. That's cool. That's cool. It's good. Yeah, I mean, I've built my whole thing around this aesthetic, so I wanted to get to these. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah, definitely. Same as well. This game has a lot of that. Yeah, that's if I didn't have my hands full, I would have tried Withering as well. Yeah. Right now, I'm just playing Arknights and Limbus. Those are my two gachas. I don't dare play anymore. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it then. No. Yeah, I mean, you know everyone. They always gotta latch onto the new gacha. I mean, if anything, it also just looks very cool. I don't blame people. It only came out like recently, I think, as well. That's good. Having too much gacha in life is very it's like another day job. Yeah. The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't sure your body could be warmed. It is small mercy, you think, that SNR left you this pleasure. Many of the features of frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it, to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power, so much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you. So... Yeah. I mean, hey, sticking to your guns. That's good. Alrighty. You have a good sleep, and I hope your next stream goes well. Thanks for the raid again. Have a good evening. Yeah, dude. It's really nice if you like the reading heavy stuff. It should be, I think, now that I think about it. There's a Steam sale going on. It's a nice cozy game. As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel they need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back into the bright market, somehow changed. Oh, really? Well, I'm not looking because I bought like 4 or 5 games already that I plan to play, so I don't want to spend any more. I hope the Steam sale doesn't keep you up for too long, but yeah. Why don't we? Let's try Aspire, right? Or no. Let's keep going with Yatagan. Yatagan or the Spire is what I could possibly think for Tambour. Oh, though we did a lot of like this for Fang, so maybe we need to do like the hacking stuff. Yeah. I reckon it's a good price. Hunter will also visit us in one more hack, it seems. And and this place doesn't really have... Yeah. It's impossible to see. I really wonder what the encrypted keys are for. I've got so many. Ah well, let's go with the Yatagan peeps, because I also want to meet Sabine again. Let's... Oh no, we need to keep doing this, I think. Because that's the only one that gives the plus insider thingy. Damn, unlucky. Gives us energy too, though. Maybe money, because this hole is gonna clock up a tab again. Let's grind a little bit more money. We can also sell some scrap if need be, just in case. But I think probably getting in with Yatagan or climbing the spire is our next point of action. Because what are our goals? Yeah. I'm not super interested in the granary place. This will need like so many more, it seems. Let's go head to bed then. Don't think there's anything new. What's this? The waste array. We can't do this at all. Right. Let's sleep. I need to go pay that guy's tab again. Ugh. Ooh. There's like an actual thing there now, interestingly. And one more cycle and a new ship should come, hopefully. Is there anything here that we can do, actually? Alright, let's go see whatever this asshole wants first. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music watches over a handful of spacers and a few drunks. Ethan is still in the same stool, in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. This is ridiculous. You go to turn, but Ethan calls out, "Sleeper!" He turns to look at you. "Time to pay up again, is it?" He gestures to the bartender. "Come, here, take that chits." The bartender ignores Ethan. It seems they've cut him off. "Hey!" He slams a hand on the bar. "Come take the chits." The bartender ignores him. Ethan lets out a huge sigh, rubbing his eyes with his palms. He reaches towards his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters on the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it. "Butterfingers," says Ethan, and puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back. "If you would." The bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun. Oh god. I don't think I want to end him in the bar. It's just gonna give me so much heat. You slap the handle of the gun back in Ethan's hand. "Thank you," he hisses. "Now, where was I?" He lazily slings the gun past you and the bartender. "Yes, leaving," he stands. "Sleeper, well, this has been fun. I think I've wrung every last drop out of this place. Time to go home." He waggles the gun towards the door. "Let's go see SNR off." Ethan brings his gun in hand to his face and rubs his eye. "Well," he says, "the bounty pays half, but..." He levels the gun. Up to you. And he pulls the trigger. The gun clicks. By now, all the attention in the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. The bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Ethan smiles at him. Oh, well, he says, and hits you in the head with the butt of the gun. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto a surface. It hits a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through all the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. Ethan taps at the slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face clothed, his breath heavy with drink. SNR just screwed me, he grins manically. They cancelled the contract. He stands up. They cancelled the contract, he shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of the conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Well. Oh, God. Well, that's a few cycles at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We either find him first or he finds us, I guess. Oof. Memphis, you got anything? Let's talk your breath. Memphis mentioned an old recipe for Matsutak breath. All he needs are 2 handfuls of Matsutak caps, freshly sourced. Oh, okay. Well, more mushrooms for the lad. Yeah, one more day for the ship refresh. I guess going here could help with the ship thingy. Building, Ankita's ship. Well, how the heck do I get, more mushrooms? Roll caps. What does they need? Spores. Alright. Well, I think we need to set a goal. I want to keep helping Emphis, and I guess that's definitely going to do with here. And we need to work for Rabia, I think, as well. The ship mind is it's always in the back of my mind, though. It's scary. I'm wondering as well, though, if, as you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfare, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with suit sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabine's voice crackles through. I have seen you with the Yatagan members. Are they holding you captive now too? A high whine. I am sorry if I have dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang. Some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon, thanks to your efforts. I have located most of their properties. At the right time. Pause. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts out. You stare at the recorder, processing what you've just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. And as an ARP employee, do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out of the low end. I see. Let's go get some spores, I guess. Collect spores. Yeah, let's do this. Let's get a guarantee. And then one of these. Because it's really just the one, right? Nice. We have 3 that we can give the lady. There you go, Rico. And another. Sweet. A sleeper. Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves. I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Trichloma matsutake. Yes! Yes, thank you. Rico breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it was nothing. A species Solheim, somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console showing a composition, all gradiented bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified Matsutake spores. Modified? Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course. But that's not the point. Rico brings up another panel identical in layout, but with wildly different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your Matsutake spores look like. I don't understand. Look at the composition. They are totally different. Rico glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim might have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the groves have and still are affecting them. Affecting them how? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms. She meets your eye, and herein lies our problem. She moves to another desk where 2 trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it, the pungent aroma of the fruiting matsutake, like rotten, sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. The matsutake here are grown from Solheim stalks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex. She winks. They are delicious, by the way. She sets them aside. The empty trays germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she's enjoying this. So, here is our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the groves won't grow in the lab, but gathering fruiting buddies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting buddy from some of these spores so we can track it, understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Actually, I already started. Rico looks impressed. Well, an eager mycologist. I'd never have guessed. I assume you've set yourself up in the aviary. I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, not just matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks the matsutake out from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions, their smell, their taste, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying itself, or being modified, whichever the case may be. Rico pops the matsutake cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If this turns out to be a dead end, I will make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Alright, so let's start doing the aviary. Sweet. Reroll. Another one, that's not bad. It's all good. Happens. Alright. Let's try and hack. Do a hack. Because they give us double money now, so it probably isn't a bad idea. Oh, and we're also going to bump into Hunter. Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you. Entity, submit. Hunter's strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there. So many spinning there that they threaten to tear through this thin skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You lash out once more, pushing Hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Yikes. That took a lot more than I thought it would. Yikes. Yeah. Why don't we? Maybe something will pop up. Oof. We do need to grab one of these. That's pretty much now. We need to grab some money too. Yikers. Alright, let's finish the cycle. Oof. Not the best kind of dice. Let's do a Yatagan thingy. Damn, I'm really gonna need to do like that many more. Crazy. Woo. I don't know what it is, but we are getting insanely lucky with these rerolls. Oh, the overgrowth too. Shit. What am I thinking? I reckon we should probably inject as well. No, it's not for now. But we will end the cycle. Alright, those aren't bad rolls. Alright. Three, it seems. That's good. Okay. Right, I forgot about this. Oh, right, the ships. No, these are scrap. I don't know. What is this? Ship mine fragments, there. Damn it. I'm only gonna have 2. Oh, I don't have enough money. I guess we can just sell this scrap. one more ship mine fragment. It's gonna take a while, eh? Shit. I'm gonna need cash. A lot more cash. Shit, I forgot to inject. I forgot to inject. I'm silly Billy. God, it's gonna take forever to get the ship mined up. Some energy and some money, I think, honestly. We are at the point where we do need to grind quite a bit more now. We'll have more dice to work with on this cycle. Alright. Let's go do 2 things with the Yelagan thing with our 4s, I reckon. And then do the overgrowth. Nice. This time you meet inside Rabia's office, although now you've seen it, office seems like the wrong term. You find her stood in an almost bare, shadowy unit, midway through a sequence of stretches. There are 2 low stools and a terminal in the corner, but it seems that most of the space is taken up by a heavy punching bag, rubber matting, and a stack of weights. When Rabia turns to greet you, you realize she is missing an arm. The prosthetic shoes he wears is set in a cradle near the terminal, a web of colored wires running to it. Updates, she says, noticing you looking where her artificial arm usually is. Nothing to worry yourself with. Of course. Sit, says Rabia, gesturing to the 2 diminutive stools. You both settle on the stools. Rabia crossing her legs on top and sitting straight backed. Gia told me you have been doing the rounds, collecting tithes, patrolling the ward. She smiles. Some of the enforcers already are impressed, and I hear you handled a few difficult circumstances. Nicely done. I wanted to see for myself. She raises an eyebrow. See what for yourself? If the stories are true. I see. Rabia flexes her neck side to side. In the conclusion? Still deciding. Well, Sleeper, Rabia says teasingly. Please keep us updated on any progress. She smiles a thin smile. Joking aside, I know that for you, life in the eye has been a struggle. But I hope we can do something about that from here onwards. Though some of our members may not see it this way, I know you too are a refugee. She looks at you solemnly. That is why you have come to us. Sabine. Enough, Rabia. Sabine's voice cuts through the conversation. I am tired of listening to your affected nobility. They cross the room, Rabia's baton in their hand. The end lit with sparkling electricity. Rabia looks between the 2 of you. I suppose this ambush was another cooperation between you 2? She looks strangely unfazed. Sabine pauses, thrown off by her silence. Rabia takes this opportunity to act. She leaps from the stool, and fainting past Sabine, grabs the baton and twists it inwards. She is by far the stronger. She presses Sabine to her knees, plunging the crackling end of the baton towards their chest. They freeze there, Sabine struggling to keep the crackling baton from their skin. Then you support them, Rabia asks you, her eyes not leaving Sabine. Your loyalties are so easily swayed. I thought you were more than Yannick's attack dog, Rabia. Sabine spits back. Are you not able to think for yourself? Rabia holds the baton strong, and for a moment you think she is about to hammer it down into Sabine's chest. But after a painful wait, she throws Sabine down instead, and then spins the baton in her hand, thumbing a switch and shutting it off in a single move. Rabia, explain. They both look at you, each still catching their breath, as if they had forgotten about your presence. Explain what? How the moment I call my enforcers how the moment I call my enforcers will come down here and take them away? Rabia cracks her neck. You are lucky I didn't kill you. I would have had every right. Every right, she shouts, the anger a release of tension more than a threat. Sabine lifts himself a little, bruised from the fall. They roll onto their side and cough. Rabia gives them some space, sitting back on the stool. Sabine props themselves up on their elbows and fixes Rabia with a hard stare. You have something to say, Rabia taunts. Say it. This is your final opportunity, because after this, she laughs, no coming back. What's the point? Sabine breathes heavily. She refuses to listen to criticism of the great Yatagan project. Rabia collects herself. Speak. She folds her arms and waits to be convinced. Sabine takes a breath, organizing their thoughts. They go to start, pause, then decide on another approach. Eventually, they say it. Yannick is a traitor. Rabia immediately flinches, her eyes going to her prosthetic arm, her muscles clenching, but she rides it out, more eager to prove Sabine wrong now that she is to hurt them, at least for now. When I came here, from SNR, they glance at you, gauging your reaction. It was Yannick who was one of the first to support me, to look after me. I should have known then, but I was naive and afraid. Sabine turns to you. Sleeper, they take a breath. I know that I should have told you I worked for SNR long ago, but I thought you would abandon me, and you are my final friend. What you should know is that I left SNR because I was running for my life. I leaked documents on the Sleeper program, on the illegal and immoral practices it relied on to the press. SNR wanted me dead, and I fled as far as I could to this refuge at the edge of the Sargate systems. Sabine stops to collect himself. What does this have to do with Yannick? Rabia interrupts. The Sleeper knows you are an SNR. I told him, and while you hide beneath the cover of being a whistleblower, you and I both know you worked on the Sleeper program. Yannick told me as much. Sabine's face falls. It is true. They glance at you, then away, ashamed. They lift their head. But it is Yannick, not me, who was in the pocket of the SNR. Rabia flinches again. I can prove it. He made some kind of deal to keep me here, to tie me up in debt, to lock me away. In exchange... Rabia slams her hand on the desk. Just tell us, for God's sake. In exchange for those, Sabine finishes, nodding towards Rabia's prosthetic arm in his cradle. He has been using Yatagan enforcers, using you as test subjects for SNR technology. I have the data to prove it. He has been bringing them in under the guise of stolen shipments and having me fit them, knowing each one is capturing data and sending it back to its makers. Rabia's fixed expression has started to fade. The music knows, this must be intentional. It knows when to kick in. It really knows when to kick in, and it's such an amazing addition. I love this track so much. Like I barely hear it, which is makes it all the more cool when I do hear it. It's crazy. This game is, it's so good. Sabine produces a slate. It's all here. Thousands of hours of usage data, failure rates, error dumps. These are untested implants, Rabia. They could short out, fail, cause cascading failures across a person's body. And they have. Sabine suddenly looks incredibly tired. I thought the error rate in the units was down to them being stolen or modified. I've tried to fix hundreds of failures in my time here. Not all of them. They stop, unable to continue. Rabia closes her eyes and breathes in. Then she opens them again. She holds out a hand to Sabine. Show me, she says. Later, much later, when you leave. Sabine is still taking Rabia through the manifests and usage data. Both of them crowded around the terminal as Sabine leads Rabia through each layer of Yannick's betrayal. As you leave, Sabine catches your eye and something passes between you. Something like a thank you, or a sorry, or some other expression that communicates both sadness and hope. Yippee! Alright, so it looks like we need to wait 3 more cycles for them. Which is fine by me. Let us go and clear out the mushrooms. The overgrowth for the mushrooms. Should also get money. Nice, nice, nice. We've done it. Oh. Bloody hell. Alright, well. Let us go here and get some money. I'm so scared of the dude coming back. It's kind of scary. I don't really know how we're gonna stop him either, and I don't know where this bloody tambour is. So, what are we at? We've got one upgrade point. Alright. Right. We do need that cryohaggler thing, to be honest. Like, ugh, we're running out of money. It can't come any sooner. Alright, let's rest for the next cycle. Whoa! 3 6s? That's kind of insane, isn't it? Oh, whoops, no, we don't want to do that actually. Come on, give me a spore. Shit. Shit. Okay, let's go grind some money. And we go get another spore, hopefully. Need food. We need to buy food. Oh my god, there's so much shit I need to have. We roll this too. Give us another, I don't know, it's gonna give us a 4. Close, close. Alright, so what'll that do for us? Yep, that makes sense. We're gonna have to wait a few cycles to get those mushrooms. Grind more money, I suppose. Because we need to buy food. Emphas, please, I need some food. Help a robo out. A robro out. Let's go buy a drink as well. There we go. Let's go have a nap. A little sleeper. And we'll keep going. Pretty good set of dice. Pretty good. Curious about this spire. Oh shit. That's kind of scary. It's a little bit scary, that is. Let's go buy a drink again. So we can get an ins in the bar. Grind some money. Oh! The glass shatters on the steel bar beside you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt! The spacer calls across the low room. What are you doing here? He laughs at his own lame joke. Playing human? You You hunch a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Ow! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, a stare that could breach the wall and vent you all into a hard vacuum. Thank you. You look so nice. As you turn back to the spacer, the second glass comes sailing through the air. You reach up a hand and the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Rude. Through the haze of glass and girl vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer out through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles that's cleared, and a fresh measure of Corral is glugged out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit, he. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the powdered glass from around the wound, and someone places a bottle of alcohol in a metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiles, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid, but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel the care, though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. Tala works with the skill of somebody who has had to pick glass splinters from the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard all the time, tapping the tweezer tips in little rhythms that only she can follow. Tala smiles to herself. So, you've been on the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act tough with me. The splinter crack clings into the tin. Not everyone is like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars. Maybe they fear you. Maybe they're just curious. I don't know. But I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. I know what it's like to be new in this place. Trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you or anything, or separate you from your chits. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. I know the rations we've got aren't much, and the company is... She leans in. Limited, but if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. You'll be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up the Greenway this cycle, haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if the clientele isn't. She places her tweezers in the tin with a clink. That's you, Sleeper. Here. She slides a glass of Corral to you. This'll help. She stops, her hand still on the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit her too long. I'd hate to see you become a real irregular. She walks back around the bar, gathering the glasses as she does. Before long, is retelling how she threw that spacer out to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction, and you instinctively look away, back to the worn surface of the bar. You take a sip of the Corral. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sight and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old feels good. Sweet? They're sweet. Nice. Alright. Let's keep clearing out. No. What are we doing now? Money. That's a good place to grind money while we get stuff sorted, actually. That's true. It's just we do need a lot of money. Alright. Let's take a peek over here. See if we need anything. I guess we can start the spire, right? I don't know where else Tambour could possibly be. Alright. Well, here we go. And we'll use that last one for another shift. To get some money and some new of this. I really wonder how you unlock this place's this thing. But yeah, alrighty, let's sleep for another cycle again. Alright. Off we go. Here. As you enter Rabia's office, you hear voices. Is that Sabine? You push open the door. Sleeper, what good timing, Rabia calls out as you enter. I wanted to introduce you to someone. Oh, okay. The man is standing in the center of the room, speaking quietly with Rabia. He turns as you come in. Meet Yannick. Sleeper, he nods. Been hearing good things from Rabi. He smiles an easy smile. Good to meet you. Likewise. He waves a ringed hand. Now, Rabi, where were we? Actually, Rabia places a hand on your shoulder. Sleeper was what I wanted to talk to you about. She doesn't spare you a look. What is going on? Well, okay then. Yannick tucks his hands into his pockets. Go on. I'd like to recommend them to your ward. A tiny pause. They've shown themselves to be a capable ally here on the Spoke side, but we have more than enough to run our territories. Our the main block is proving more difficult. Yannick leans forward, slowly. It's a mess, Rabi. He waits, his tinted glasses shimmering despite the lack of light in the unit. I can use them, he suddenly decides. Rabia smiles. Good to hear. I can immediately... Yannick cuts her off with a raised hand. 1 second. He steps one surprisingly light step closer to you. You eager to work, Sleeper? What kind of work? A question. Yannick lowers his head and raises it again, as if he dropped something. Nothing new for you, he answers, not quite looking at you. You don't follow. What is he saying? That concludes it, Yannick pronounces. Sleeper can come work in the ward anytime they like. You shoot Rabia a confused look. Rabia finally glances at you for a moment, but it is so fast you almost miss it. Good. I know you'll be happy with their work, Yan. Yannick reaches out and squeezes her shoulder. Sure, Rabi, he says. Now please, he says, turning to face you. Let us old friends get back to it. He guides Rabia away, leaving you standing alone. You look to Rabia, but she is deep in conversation, and so, stunned and confused, you leave. I see. Oh god, that's one more cycle. One more. That's a little terrifying if I'm being honest. Let's go to this thing. Yes. Right, so we're getting energy from a lot of this stuff too, which is good. Saves us the money. But my god, Tambour, where? I'm scared. I'm so scared of fucking the Aussie dude coming back. I'm scared. Roll into it too. I mean, I guess we can do another shift. Ooh, what's that? Right. Ooh. Plus random items. Ooh. see. Ooh. Maybe we'll get a mind thingy, you know? It's a bit scary. Well, off we go. Oh god, he's gonna be there tomorrow. He's gonna be there tomorrow. He's gonna be there tomorrow. I'm scared. You miss me? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. No. You look at him. He's paler than usual. Hunched. He's sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. Friend? Well, he pauses. Colleague? He smiles weakly. This is big. Really big stuff about you. He seems more jittery than usual, on edge. You remember now SNR cancelled the contract on you? The contract I was going to collect? I remember. Well, I'm guessing you're pretty happy about that shit. Overjoyed. Me? I lost everything. But let's not worry about that. He smiles sarcastically. And so, what do you think? That was it. Well, it was. Except, Ethan leaves a dramatic pause. What if old Asenarp gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who was even more of a shithead than yours truly. He smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. Ooh. Ethan grins. That's the question, isn't it? Ethan fishes around in his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see, some colleagues, about what went down. And it turns out, SNR cancelled all their bounty contracts. The whole lot. It seems they brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well in their last contract, they got offered a job. He leans in. Apparently, he made a hit on this ship called the Winter Wonderland or something. It was a smuggling sleepers out from under SNR's big corporate nose. He killed the crew and blew the ship. Ethan whistles. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm your friend, Ethan says, looking you in the eye. And friends help each other out. Ethan runs his hands through his greasy hair. Given this new information I've brought to light, it seems like you're in need of protection. I'm not paying you anything. Easy. I'll get to that. He looks down the corridor. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. Turns out I upset some people at the compressor the last time we were there. The owners. And they say they'll space me unless I work off the debt. Seems they are that kind of businessman, he grimaces. I would pay them, but... He shrugs and turns his jacket pockets inside out. In a mime of poverty, he looks pitiful, even more so for his clownish acting. Then work it off. You should be glad, the anger rising in him now, that I came here and told you this. You think anyone is looking out for you? You are a contract, a name on a list. He kicks the wall. Ethan rubs his temples. I'm sorry, he hisses. I'm sorry for being shit and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours, he sighs. You think I want to go up against this guy? But us? He jabs a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. So you keep me from getting killed, and I'll do the same for you. We can help each other. A straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. I'm not asking for a favor. I'll think about it. Ethan nods. I'm at the compressor. Every cycle. Working. He pauses. Just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed SNRP shit on his way here from the core systems. He smiles. That should give you the motivation you need. Ethan swaggers off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. Can't wait to be working with you, he shouts. Ugh. so much shit. So much shit is happening. Ooh. Fuck, I already got 2 parts though. My fucking condition, man. Alright, well. We can keep eating this, I suppose. Get some money while we're at it. I'm unsure. 300 fucking shits though. Jesus. I kind of want to try this. Oh. Did I actually get a shipment? Oh my god. Oh my god, our problem is solved. Our problem is fucking solved. Thank you. We did it. We fucking did it. Oh my god, yes. Akita, I delivered. I delivered. You don't need to kill me. Please. You drop the ship mine core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. Ankita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate. Holy shit, Sleeper. Did you actually land a ship mine? She rushes over and heads over a huge cylinder, turning it back and forth. Well, shit. It might actually work. She smiles wider than you've ever seen. Where did you get it? I built it. Built it? Well, you are full of surprises. Ankita bangs on the galley wall. Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mine. The sound echoes down the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small place with Ankita when she's this excited is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mine back on the table. I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it. She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate. This isn't the only good news today either. Looks like my good karma is finally coming in. She throws the slate on the table and spins it so you can see the screen. Take a look at this. You see a list of names and numbers, nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable. The thieves? Exactly. Well, the thief, singular. She points at a name on the list. Or more specifically, Ashton Cade. Ashton Cade? It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mine. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, or his pass stolen, but it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle. How do you know? I know some of the crew over at the ferry. Old Mercs used to run in an outfit I worked with. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifest, and there he was. Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground. She flexes. He won't get far, though. There's no real docks out there, only a couple of jetties in the wastes. So what now? Now I fit the ship mine. That's the first priority. She pauses. But maybe you could help me out? Where's this going? It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station, or he'll bury himself so deep in the wastes no one will ever find him. But you. Ashton doesn't know about you. All I need is for you to go in there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not the stacks. He'll have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him, pay me on this. She hands you a commune piece. Seeing as it's merc work, I'll be happy to give you merc pay. She shifts in her seat. Thing is, I haven't got much left, so how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it isn't much, but once I grab this coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less. What do you say? She meets her eye. Okay. She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder. Good. I owe you. She lifts the ship mine up onto her shoulder with worrying ease. I'm going to get this fitted into Amber's core. You get any info? Any sense of where Ashton is hiding? Let me know. She goes to turn and then stops, and once again, Sleeper. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ankita stomps off into the guts of Amber with a ship mine, leaving you in the galley. You glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending on what is to come. You never thought you'd get to work as a mercenary, but then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises. Alright, one more. And we got this. And then I reckon we should intuit, and we should just save up for these. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. It's all fine. Bloody hell, where is Fang's gumbox thingy pointing us to? Our things should have grown too. No, not yet? Okay. Fuck, he's here, isn't he? I can't get here. Ugh. I need endure, I guess. We're here. No. Damn. Let's reroll this? No, a 3 is good to have. I don't want to risk it getting potentially less. Let's work. Get more money. Get energy too, maybe? Yes. Excuse me. Should buy a thing too. Maybe we'll finish a thing and that'll be even less. I'll sleep. Get a drink because I've been. Ooh, that's a game over state for sure. Look at that shit, man. I'm hoping to get rid of my tracker for sure. Just where the hell is this Tambor place? Yeah, I do need to buy one of these already because we're not getting much dice. Are we close to finishing anything though? Oh, right. The mushrooms should have grown today. Eh? No. Well, it's safe, right? How many months target caps do I need to give him? Ooh. So we can now grab this, right? Yes. Yes. And then we can go buy the thing. $64. That's way better. That's just already peachy. From 80, that's just, yep. And can I give my man his... Yes, he wanted 2. Oh my, this is all working out. This is going everything in my favor. We are fucking invincible, we are. Alright, 3 more cycles and we get to meet him again. We can give the lady the other mushrooms that we're not using. We really need to find the Fang just immediately. get this stupid tracker out. I'm wondering though as well if I should do this. Viewer that is intended for late game play. I'll keep them. What are these? Club head caps. Alright, I'll keep them just in case. If I could like sell these, that'd be good. Or this as well. Like, it would be nice. Can I sell these? No. What are these guys? Scrap, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's fine. Don't need it. I need to work here now. Goodness, there's like the low end. There's this place over here that I need to check out possibly. I really just want to search up where I can go to Tambor. Man. Scared. $8 for the... Is it 2? Okay. Sweet. Well, let's inject and head into the next day, I think. God, didn't get very many dice there, sadly. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick just to get some stuff. Yeah, just take a little break here for now and come back and try and formulate some kind of plan while I snack on something too. Alrighty, so I will be right back. Okay. I have returned. So, I've got some water, a mandarin, and like this Nutella thing, like a Nutella wafer thing I'm gonna eat. And we'll think about stuff, I guess. Definitely gonna reroll the rest of my dice, apart from the 6 and the 5. But, okay, we definitely, I mean, we already got emphasis stuff. We need to find whatever the hell this Ampur is quickly as well, because I bet it'll take a while, a few cycles to possibly, like, we'll talk to Fang and something will happen. But yeah, okay, so we've got, I also want to progress the bar. 2 more. Get money from that too. So we have to progress the Okay, so we can progress the rotunda. Low end. We need to do Sabine's stuff here as well. And we can keep climbing this. So I think we'll spend this day exploring, to be honest. Let's do this. Well, I haven't started. I'll snack and play, I suppose. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. This is the eye, isn't it? Damn. Shit. Let's... Oh, God. Alright, let's progress the Sabine's thing, because that's another one I definitely want to do. Alright. We could get this done. And this, I suppose. Oh my goodness. And look around the rotunda. Oh my god. Alright. Let's do this. Alright. And we unlocked... What is this? Unlock mag lock. Ooh! Oh, this must be what we need to do. Because, this is what, he wanted us to do. Neo Vend? Oh my god, look at this cute little fucking shop thingy. I'm eating. Sorry, I will I'll read this once I'm done. One of my crunching is coming up on stream? I hope not. But it looks like it's picking up something. Isn't it lagging at all? It doesn't look like it is, which is good. Game's optimized well, too. On top of everything. Surely, I don't know, this thing will recognize the gun. And you can give it. Or it'd be like, ooh, I know where that is. But let me take another sip of water. And we'll keep going. Sorry. I say that. Let me double check stuff outside. Like just general stuff, like my Discord and other things. My ADHD brain, I'm sorry. If I don't check it now, my brain's gonna like just be like, oh my god. It's never gonna do it. Alright. Let's get back into it. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsating light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, the machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape settled into an alcove in the side of the dock, a kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which triply sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Oh. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for deletion, entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. It sure does. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol, they taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets, but emulation makes you target. Adaptable. Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. Neovend whines, but you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly, threaded. The cloud points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone, their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings, save self, Neovend says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Alright. Let's do the Yannick thing, I'm guessing. As well. Yeah, we need to search the low end. I really just want to search it up, I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared. You almost laugh when you see it. The same small recorder stuck to a different wall this time. Written across the fluorescent tape is that familiar word, sleeper. You grab it quickly. Rabia says sorry. Sabine's voice sparks up once again. She said she didn't have time to brief you before setting you up with the old man. I'm sure you've got the play by now. Earn his trust, work the block. Then we need you to get into his office. I pause. It's risky, but obviously you are the only one of us he doesn't already know. Either way, we need to locate the link to SNARP. You hear a shout in the background of the recording. Rabia says, be careful. Sabine continues. The data suggests there's some relay processing the implant data and sending it to SNARP, but we can't lock down its position. Either he is moving it, or it's moving itself, or it's rerouting through other relays we can't understand it. Maybe you can find some details on it in his office. Once he trusts you, you should be able to get close enough to get into the office. You'll only get one shot. The recording creases and whines. That's the final piece of the puzzle to end this. I pause. Good luck, Sleeper. I'm sorry too. Be safe. The recording clicks off, leaving you in silence. You pocket the recorder just in case, and walk away. Looks like it's up to you. Ooh. I want a better dice for that, if I'm being honest. That seems a little bit scary. Well, let's work a shift. Eesh. Oh, let's buy the ration as well. $8. Pretty good deal. I see. There's a lot more that's opened up to us. End the cycle. Alright. Off we go. Let's do that thing they want us to do. You spot the countermeasure on the drawer moments before you touch it. This has to be it, but you can't rush it. You look at the countermeasure on the drawer. It looks like some kind of shock trap. If you'd grab the drawer, you'd likely have thousands of volts running through your system right now. You wince. Once you find the anchor points, it comes away easily enough. You prise it from the drawer quickly and quietly, then listen for footsteps in the corridor outside. Nothing. All clear for now. You slide the drawer open, looking for other countermeasures that might be inside, expecting to see a chunk of tech. The relay. But as you slip it open, all you see is a handful of wires and an empty implant cradle. Is this some kind of mistake? You freeze for a moment, unsure what to do next. Why keep an implant cradle so carefully guarded? You remember Yannick having an implant, a small plate on the side of his head, just above his ear. You assumed it was for hearing or vision. Those shimmering glasses of his come back to you in your memory. His strange movements, his speech. You look again at the cradle, and there it is, printed on the frame. Proprietary technology. Property of SNARP. Rabia said the relay moved, but they couldn't get a fix of it. What if Yannick was the relay? The thought hits you like a shock. Yannick, with a remote relay implanted in his head, networked to every single implanted enforcer in the low end. A shudder runs through you. Is he even in control, or has SNR wormed its way into the man? Could he even be considered as separate from the corporation itself? You think of your own legal status as a proprietary technology, a puppet with cut strings. Time to cut Yannick's strings, then. You reach around inside the cradle and find it, a remote connection, a tiny bead of a transmitter, likely controlling the link of SNARP. There it is. You pause for a moment, then you squeeze it, snap it from the frame, and it crumples, sparks, and dies. It takes a moment before the shouts come, before the scream, and you are already on your way out, down the corridor, down through the unit that serves as the lobby to Yannick's office. Then out onto the walkway, where Yannick lies still, and forces gathered around him, bemused. You've seen enough. The connection is cut, and whatever Yannick was, or had become, is gone. Your anger is a hard core in your chest, and all of it is focused on SNR. Ooh. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How many do we need? I'm guessing 3 like usual, right? Yeah. Hmm. I mean, honestly, this does seem like late game, so I should probably try this as well. It's just... Oh, what's this? Oh! I don't quite need to. Alright. Okay. I need to know how to get Bang. I need to know. Like, the only other thing we have, right, is the shipyard, and that place up there. What could it possibly be? When there's low end too. Let's just go with this, to be honest. Oh shit! I don't know why I did that. I really don't know why I did that. I was supposed to click this. I'm a fool. I am a fool. That's what I am. Shit, shit, shit. Well, let's work at the bar, I suppose. It's a pretty good one. Tala. The girl slides from the bottle into the lumpy, recycled glass, a pale grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. The spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to their face in both hands like an offering bowl. This is the good stuff. The stuff Tala says is aged in wooden casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station, among corroded wires and softly looping systems, though sometimes it is hard to tell if Tala is joking. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. It gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together, you can smell the mussy drink cut through with aniseed, mushrooms, wood, as the alcohol evaporates. You, like those who order it too, the aged Gorol is kept beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there, like the quiet spacer sitting at the bar right now. Yeah. People walking. I'm eating mandarin too. They're far enough away that you can freely watch them as you close the bottle and tuck it beneath the bar. You call them a spacer because they bear the hallmarks. Pale, back-suited, bird-boned, and hunched beneath the weight of the station's spin gravity. But the closer you look, the less you see. The less you see a type. Pale eyes, almost gray, but kind. Delicate fingers that lightly drum the bar as if it were an instrument. A shock of black hair almost covering a forehead scar. Scars are something you've learned to value. They're what marks out your body from the hundreds, maybe thousands, who knows, of similar models you rolled out of SNR's biolabs. You find yourself rubbing one on your forearm, a rough little split, something that on the good days you think of it as a mark of defiance. Suddenly, you hear a heavy clunking at the door. It creaks open, and a huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming onto the floor. Shit! Tala breezes in from behind, a whirl of hair and bright eyes. Shit, shit, shit! Tala? Sleeper! She ducks behind the bar and comes over. Can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. I'm coming. You come around the bar and get one on the side of the tank. Okay, says Tala. On my count, 1, 2, 3. You both heave the tank up to standing. Somehow, you hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady. Where's this going? In the back, comes a voice from behind the tank. Somehow, you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it in one corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in the cramped space. As you do, you hear a crunch. You stand back and look at the expired rations oozing out from the under the tank. Oh, shit. Tala looks at you apologetically. I know you liked those. That's okay. You push the crushed rations to one side. That's the end of that. Tala looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to... Something up. Yes, she sighs. He was supposed to be back from Edienne's up in the Greenway by now. Back with our Girol. She leans against the tank. It seems like he got lost again, or joined the Hive for commune. We need that Girol. There's 4 other bars near here, and the spacers sure as hell don't come to the Overlook for the ambience. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks on the hollow tank. So I'm taking matters into my own hands, she smiles. Welcome, Sleeper, to the Overlook Distillery. She leaves you look around the dank back room. Need some work. She picks up some paint flaking from the metal walls. Well, I might need some help though, she shrugs. Go up for it? She knocks on the tank again. Could be fun. Is this part of my work? Tala looks down. I'm not forcing you, Sleeper. You decide. She puts a hand on her hip. Head back to the bar and think about it, okay? I'll be back here for a while. Oh wait, Sleeper, I have an idea. Tala's grinning now and is making me nervous. To make up for the rations, how about we put a kitchen in here too? A kitchen? Uh-huh. I always wanted to serve food. She turns back to the tank. This is gonna be great, she says to herself. You look at the dented tank in the bare room. At least she has a vision. Tala nudges you out of the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping begin. The spacer finishes up their drink and nods in your direction as they leave. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. I see. Alright. Pretty good. I don't know what to work on, man. I'm scared. We should probably be working on Hunter as well. Jesus. This guy. Fucking Tambor. How many cycles do we have? 1. Okay, wait. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. "20 days. Man, I love mandarins, but like, holy shit, it takes... They take... I just eat them so quickly, and by the time I'm like, oh, I want more, it's just all gone. I don't know what to do about it. I love them. They're so good. Sorry, just moving stuff around. But, whew. Let's see what Empus stuff is. Emphasis is preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright light of the flesh within. That was a really weird way to read all that, my bad. Excuse me. These are good, Sleeper. Very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Mingi for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. You know Mingi? Emphas looks up from cutting with a smile. Everyone knows Mingi. Emphas slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since the last cycle, Emphas explains. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle, he smiles. You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story. Okay. Good. This story is important to me, just as for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Emphas runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it an anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly, a one-to-one mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people in even stronger suits tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up from company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and it meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones, bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out, to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passy spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis, they folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars, but what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphas reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was Conway's crime, and you know better than most that we went through it. It is enough that you are here to listen. Emphas pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. See, the music kicked me in again! That's, oh my god. It's so, they know what they're doing. It's really good. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphas busies himself with cleaning the pans and the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It is not that there is nothing to say, it is that sometimes in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Emphas taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of the broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty, and a little more full than before. Nice. It's so cute. I'm glad, Emphas. Thank you for telling me your story, my friend. Yeah. Interface. Let's do Interfacer and Intuit, I guess. Intuit seems to be pretty useful for a lot of overworld stuff, it seems. Um, let's break into more of this motherfuckers. Shit. Oops. Well, here. One as well works. Anything else? Let's see the other side. No, obviously not. I'm guessing. Yeah. Oh, maybe there's something at the top of the eye. Ooh, there is. Interesting. Wow. I see, I see. That's good, that's good. Let's keep working on low end, I suppose. Getting a little bit of cash too. Two. I think we can break in to this one. Yes, 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 yes. You stupid doggy. Let's put these in there. Data. Sweet. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Operational limits? Hunter activated during collapse, emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Aren't you sentient? I am. Not administrator, not restricted. Complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then killer, then we hid. How did you escape? A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovend. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline, airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate self, but survived. What did you lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry, data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is focused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke killer on self. Problem will solve itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, In theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure, theory not practice, the machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mine. Fuck's sakes. Designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Built from fragments. Buy, salvage, we cannot leave, so do not know. You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't gonna be easy. In Shipmind, I can help us both. End Hunter, make room safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. New event adds hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Wait, are these new? What is this? This thing. Okay. As you go to leave Tambor tea house, as you go to leave Tambor tea house, what the fuck? What is my voice? As you go to leave Tambor tea house, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, Feng hisses from behind you. How did you find me? The penguin. Penguin? What are you? He thinks for a second. Oh, do you mean? He mimes, throwing his gum in his mouth. That wasn't meant for you specifically, but he cringes. Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit. Feng guides you down a set of stairs to the one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Feng sees you looking around. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. Oh, he's saying this, okay. This place used to be a fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house is a bit of a misnomer, though. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks up a booth. He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old salvage tanker container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you've seen any Havenge types? They don't usually come out this far. Feng, what's going on? Well, I'm suspended, that's the first thing, and the second thing is I'm pretty sure Hart wants to drop me off in the room of the eye. He grins. Doesn't bother me though, shows we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy hand, scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Feng is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed, without a price, as a seasonal specialty. So you ran into Hardin. Was he pissed? Feng doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous, he might actually believe that Erlin would approve of this meritocratic bullshit. He taps on the table. If Havenage was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they wouldn't have shouted down. They would have shouted him down like any council meeting he dared to mention. True citizens. But I guess his kind run the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth, a slate in hand. Your order? You scan the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something. Samber Arak? Feng raises an eyebrow as she notes it. And you? She begins, looking to Feng. But when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Feng shrinks a little. You were supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. Stay out of it. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Nod. Feng also starts nodding. 2 minutes, says Jenna, pointing at Feng, and only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Feng stretches out into the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. What? Feng sighs. Remember that web of connections that Harden pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. And if you want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on the Eye, those are the people we have to find. Feng is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in low end, and well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place one time or another. He brings a modified slate out onto the table. I set this up so that when anyone with the network signature I'm looking for comes into closest proximity, it'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through their access protocols and get that good stuff inside. We just have to find them first. Hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. Oh no. Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so far I've had no matches in this place. With the two of us, we'd cover more ground. Ow. Well, Feng has a hangdog look. What does that mean? We need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people and residents as possible. And it turns out my friend Mingy needs some help with his deliveries. As in Mingy Express? So you already know. Perfect. Feng places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects to my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all you have to do is take some delivery shifts for old Mingy, and soon enough we'll have the place covered. Feng. Don't give me that. You think I like working here? And I thought you could use the tips. He grins. We are in this together, right? Are we? Yes. You think Harden is happy to have you wandering around the place? He might have let you wander off. He might have let you wander off for now, but I'm sure he's got his eye on you. This is on you too. Feng slips his slate back under his clothes. Just head on up to Mingy Express and take a delivery shift. We'll see what shakes up. Manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down here to me. They shouldn't have me on double shift, so I shouldn't be hard to find. Jenna walks past carrying a tray of drinks and sharply catches Feng's eye. I don't think she's bringing your drink. He stands. I think it's time we call this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into a pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe. Feng adds before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Alright. Well, shit. I need to be doing this a lot. I'm just gonna bum rush the shit out of this. But for now, I think we will chill out. Just end the stream. See if we can find, I don't know, somebody to raid, possibly. Playing this game as well, maybe. Let's head to bed. End the cycle. End the stream. Well, a new day, I suppose. So let's quit to menu. Yeah. We'll have that there. I'm opening up my Opera. Oh my goodness. My FPS tanked. It's tanking. What the hell is happening? What's this? Let's go. I need to mute my stream, actually. Oh, it's lagging. Is anyone else playing this? It's only one other person playing. And they're Japanese. I think it would be kind of scary to raid them, just because I don't know much to begin with. Might freak him out. Yeah, I should network more. I think in general, just so I have people to raid, or just I guess we could go over to different, like, just look at people in general. I think I should do some lurking, find other people I might like to watch and stuff. But yes, do you have anything to add? I'm really having fun with the game. I don't. I guess now we're in end game, kind of close to the end, because that probably whenever that person comes, it's like gonna be an ending of some sort. Or we can keep going after they come, which will be cool. Because I'm wondering if I should do that. I think the DLC that they're like the where I have to give them the caps. I assume that you can just like you can get them. Like if you can get the caps, obviously it's balanced around the fact that you can get them at that point. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll finish this next session. Maybe we'll finish in the session after. But I do think we're close to the end at least. Like 70% of the way through, probably. Yeah. It's just about like how long to finish, how long to beat. But yeah. Can I even raid if it's just me? I'd be a bit sad. I guess I should build some kind of following for raiding as well. But there's so much to think about, so much to consider. I just want to play game. But yes, if you've been around, thanks for sticking around, for watching the VOD. Thank you too. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks again. Gotta thank Jekyll for the raid again. Yeah, we will come back next time. Don't know if I think Saturday it was like a question mark if I will raid, not raid, play something, and it's still up in the air. I don't know. Yeah, just see how I feel on the day. But yes. All right, here I will end stream. But yes, thank you for sticking around if you have, or watching later. Appreciate it. See you next time. Bye bye.